Yeah. All right, ladies and gentlemen, it's Charlie. If you heard it here first, we are, I guess you can say, post game live. About to jump on with my homeboy Ethan, a Cavaliers fan. I guess you know what? Tonight, I have to hold it down for the city of Cleveland. I know how y'all feel right now. So with that being said, this is the post game edition of You Heard It Here First in the NBA Finals. Here, rock with me, Kingston, my son Kingston.
And I got this milk.
He's got the milk.
And I got this
Tonight I got the double mount action right there, the hop lion. And I'm about to take a quick break. About to send my homeboy Ethan the link. Get him in because the show tonight is gonna be what you want to say? Ethan. We're gonna send Ethan the link because tonight's show is gonna be all about my homeboy Ethan. So hold your horses, wait a second, and we about to get it in. So just hold up. We got the post-game show going right here on You Heard It Here First. 1 second. All right. All right. So I just sent the link to my homeboy Ethan. I'm looking at the press conference of the show, or game, tonight's game, and you see the t-shirts going around, the back-to-back champions, the hats, the Larry O'Brien trophy is about to come out. It's about to go down. And I can't wait to hear what my man Ethan has to say. It's gonna be amazing.
I want your one milk.
All right. The Warriors, they're being presented the trophy. Adam Silver, the commissioner, is now speaking. Now, I have a lag on my connection here when I do the Watch ESPN app. So you're probably already seeing this. You know what I'm saying? That's would be my guess. But if not, we're all watching it together. I know. You're welcome. You're welcome. All right. Got my co-host here. He's hanging out. We waiting for everybody to jump in if they're going to jump in.
I do this.
Oh, no, I can't. You can do the background stuff. All right. The Silver Surfer is speaking. Kevin Durant, back-to-back championships. How does that feel if you are James Harden and/or Russell Westbrook? How does that feel? My man Ethan said he'll be in there in a minute. My man just went and did a chug. You know what I'm saying? You know who I'm most proud of? I'm proud of or happy for the kid Bell who played for the University of Oregon last year. Rookie draft. I think he was a second-round pick for Golden State, if I'm not mistaken. I know it feels good for him. I honestly didn't think that he would be drafted by a contender. I actually thought that he should have stuck around one more year. But, I mean, he did some great things for the Warriors in garbage time minutes or when They needed him to do something. So shout out to my man Bell, man. I watched him play a lot of games.
Shout out to my man Bell.
Yeah, shout out to my man Bell. You clear up some of this milk off your face, Mr. Milkman. There we go. Shout out to him. And also, shout out to my man KD. Listen, everybody know I'm a Kobe fan. Favorite basketball player of all time is Magic Johnson, then it's Kobe. But right now in the NBA, my favorite player is Kevin Durant. I think he's the best player on the planet, as my man Stephen A. Smith will say, or the best player in the world, as the other pundits.
It's my milk face now.
You got the milk face? Again. So I don't know, man. Let me like I said, I'm going to go ahead and bust what are you drinking video right here with my favorite. I want to say probably like my favorite store brand IPA. And what I mean by store is you can't walk into Grixon's Brewing and get their IPA straight out of the store. But I can go get this Double Mountain, the Hop Lion with that Rastafarian movement colors right there. I'm rocking with that. You already know. So I'm going to go ahead, look over to my left, your right, and I'm going to knock out this What Are You Drinking video. All right? So just 1 second for that. Had to take a second to get the cam ready, but here we go with the What Are You Drinking? In 3, 2, and 1. You know I like to do 2 things at one time, so here we go, and we're starting. And boom! What's up, everyone? It's Charlie. If you heard it here first, and my beer for tonight, both on Twitter. And this is another episode of What Are You Drinking? Post-game of the NBA Finals, where the Golden State Warriors took care of business against the Cleveland Cavaliers 4-0. Shout out to the Warriors and shout out to the Cavaliers for going to yet another Finals against the Warriors. Well, we have the Warriors beat them. We have the Warriors lose to them. We have the Warriors beat them, and the Warriors beat them. The last 4 Finals have featured the Cavaliers and the Warriors. Awesome. That's right? Yeah. Or the last 3. Last 3. What was the last 4? What was the last 4? Warriors win 2. Kevin Durant win. Hold on. Back to back. My math is jacked. No, back to back. There's got 3 rings for. Yeah, that's 3 rings for the what's 4 times. Yeah, 4 times. Yeah, I should be right. Check my math, somebody. But anyways, as a Laker fan, I really don't care. We got the Double Mountain. The Hop Lion IPA, a nice IPA coming in at about 6.7%, 65 IBU, notes of tropic resin, tangerine, evergreen. Fill your chalice, fill it wide, then pass it upon the left side. Who's on my left side? I don't know, but the camera's on my left side if you're looking at this, and my son is right. He's on my left side, but we're not passing it to him. Let me go ahead. Got the right glass tonight, the relaxing glass tonight. So here we go. Pour it up, Tom. I love this beer right here. I love it so much. All right. We're going to try to get that all in there. Look at that. Beautiful. You want to smell it? Here, come around here. You can get a whiff. Get a whiff of that, Sonny. What it smells like to you? What does it smell like?
Juice.
Smell like juice? Well, you know what? If it smells like juice, I guess you can say it looks like apple juice. We can call it juice. Oh, no, you can't. No, you can't drink it, man. Cheers, bro. Cheers. All right. So me and the baby boy, we just finished this episode of What Are You Drinking? Another video on a book. And tonight, like I said, we're having the Hop Lion IPA brewed by Double Mountain. They're out of Mount Hood. They have a location. You did win. They got a location there in Southeast at Woodstock area. If you're in the area of PDX or you want to get this because you can't get Double Mountain in your area, holla at me. I'll take care of you. Until then, me and Kingston, the Rasta Monster, we out. And we about to get back to this post-game hangout where you heard it here first. Peace. All right, so that was that. Clap, clap, clap. Where's my man Ethan? We got We got Kevin Durant speaking right now. Back-to-back chips for Durant. Back-to-back chips for Durant. 3 chips for Curry. They beat LeBron. Lost to LeBron. Got KD and won. KD is still on the team. They win. Look like the MVP was Kevin Durant. There we go. Look at that. Back-to-back championships. So while you were out, what did you learn about your group? Okay. Oh, snaps. The man of the hour. Hold on. Let me go ahead and mute this post-game broadcast. We don't want to hear Doris Burke anymore, although Doris Burke can get it. Doris Burke, if you watch this, just know you can get it. With the crow eyes and everything, you're still looking good. All right. My man Ethan. Go ahead, E. The floor is yours, man. What did you see? Because most of the time I was listening to the game via the radio when I was in the car, and then I got to the house trying to do some things. It was on in the background. Wasn't necessarily paying attention to, I would say, the last 15 minutes of the game. So where did it fall apart in your opinion? From start, you know what? From start to finish. Go ahead. The floor is yours. Tell me from start to finish, man.
I think in regards to this game, it's a reoccurring thing, and it's been this thing all year. It's the third quarter. And it's kind of a perfect storm because the Warriors usually blow up in the third quarter and the Cavs are terrible in the third quarter. So to only score 13 points in the third quarter and you're down by 9 at halftime, it's not conducive to winning. And I think they conceded. I think Steph Curry hit a random three that he wasn't supposed to hit when he tried to get fouled. And it was just like everything that could go right was going right and everything that could go wrong was going wrong. And they weren't big enough for the moment. So, I mean, congrats to the Warriors. Well, congrats to the ones that were drafted there.
Oh, come on, E. He said, I ain't buying that shit. I ain't buying it.
Like, Nick Young, Kevin Durant can eat a dick.
Come on, man. My man Swaggy Pizzy, man. My man Swaggy. He just got signed. You know what I'm saying? If the Lakers would have kept him, he would have been with the Lakers right now, being Swaggy P. But he ain't had no choice. You know what I'm saying? He's just like, let me go get this check. Let me ride the pine a little bit, get some garbage time minutes, knock a few threes here and there, advertise his Adidas sneakers and what's going on. Man, Swaggy P was just being Swaggy P, man. You can get at my man Kevin Durant. Man, leave Uncle Swaggy alone, man. Nick Young need that championship.
Yeah. I mean, I don't know. It's a lot of people are gonna, and this is a lot of people's argument with me is like, well, if the Cavs lose, you're just gonna be like, well, I'm a Cleveland sports fan, so I'm used to it. And unfortunately, that's a reoccurring theme. Like, look at Cleveland sports. The Indians blew a 3-1 lead 2 years ago. The Cavs got smoked. They got smoked last year. And before 2016, Cleveland hasn't won a major sports championship since 1956.
Yeah.
So for all of the trying and the loyalty and all that, at the end of the day, it's like I'm still used to this. So it's like I'm not even that broken up about it, you know? I didn't expect them to win. So with that being said, it's like, I guess to me is like, did we see LeBron play his last game in a Cleveland Cavaliers uniform? That's the thing I'm kind of like dealing with. So, which to be fair, I think we did.
Well, shit. I was like, I wasn't paying attention to the box score, but I mean, did he not? I mean, did he? When I looked, I would expect and what could be a closeout game for LeBron James, possibly in the Cavaliers and Tyronn Lue and that whole organization, and the possibility of him leaving Cleveland or staying, whether they won the game or not. I expected him to go monstrous tonight in this game. I expected him to do like mad numbers, and I mean, I overheard my homeboy said in the text that like 20 points. He couldn't have just scored 20 points. Did they like triple? Did they totally take LeBron James out of the game and force the other Cavaliers to beat them? Or was he like Kobe Bryant in that closeout game against the Phoenix Suns where he just didn't take a shot?
I think that the thing about tonight's game was it reminded me of Game 6 against Boston in 2011.
Okay.
So it was you could tell like his mind wasn't there, the aggression, chasing the game, all of that. And even with that, like he had help. He had help until the middle of the third quarter when it all fell apart because Rodney Hood played well. Kevin Love hit some shots. J.R. Smith hit some shots. And LeBron just kind of went through the motions of, well, I'm here. I got to play. So I'll kind of play.
Was it more of LeBron James went through the motions or the fact that I'm down 0-3, I played in every regular season game, and the first game I played in all 48 minutes, including the overtime. The second game I balled out. Third game I balled out. Now we in game 4. Like, I'm fucking exhausted. There's only so much one man could do. Was it one of those type of fading away, or did he just totally fade away?
Well, I think that I don't think it was so much he was tired because if you look at Game 7 against Boston, he theoretically would have been more tired than he would have now because of the breaks that they have.
Yeah.
For the finals because they weren't playing every other day.
Yeah.
So and that was Game 7, and they played 7 games in 11 days versus the final started
last Tuesday.
9 days ago.
Yeah.
So to play 4 games every other day versus 7 and 11, and they had a week off, 5-6 days off, so it wasn't like the guy was gassed. It wasn't like he's playing a baseball schedule.
Yeah.
So I guess it's either he gave up or he knew when he walked into Quicken Loans Arena tonight, or old school Cleveland fans, the Gund, because that's what it used to be called. He knew.
If that was it, then.
Like I said, Charlie, it reminded me of Game 6 against Boston. His demeanor, like I could tell, like when they did the national anthem and all that, and the way he was just standing there, history was repeating itself.
Yeah.
So,
I mean, being a fan, you would know that more than me because at the end of the day, like I was a Laker fan at that time. I'm a Laker fan right now. I'm still a huge LeBron James fan. You know what I'm saying? I've been a fan of his ever since AAU basketball there in the Midwest. So big fan of his, but I don't know that feeling like you would know that feeling.
Yeah, it was. I don't know. It was. I don't know. Like when the game started, and I was just like, "This is probably gonna be the last time I see him put this jersey on." And I don't know. I guess I got caught up in light skin feelings a little bit. Just because because the city of Cleveland, the fan base and everything had something great for a while.
Yeah.
And now it's back. It's potentially back to mediocrity. Now you can make an argument that he said when he did that Sports Illustrated shit, when he said he's coming back, he said, I'm going to retire a Cavalier. Now, I don't know if that's true.
Well, hold on before you continue real fast. Me and my homeboys was talking, and they were on the conversation in which where LeBron going. And the thing I said, I was like, LeBron James, if he's not successful in these NBA finals, he should retire. And if he retire, he's gonna go. I mean, he has just about every statistical record a top 5 or top 10 basketball player in the history of the NBA once had, but now he has that record. He's a first ballot Hall of Fame. He's still the best player in the world right now, even though I think that title belongs to Kevin Durant. But if he said he's going to retire a Cavalier, I think now is the time. If he were to go anywhere else, I think it would be as bad as how we view Kevin Durant right now. Because I think he would be – I mean, obviously, they don't play basketball to not win championships. And I don't think a guy like LeBron James will be chasing a title because he has 3 of them. So, I mean, some of the greats don't even have 1, 2, let alone 3, 4, or 5, or 6. You know what I'm saying? So it's like it's only a special creed, and he's one of those guys. So if he were to just like, I said I was going to retire a Cavalier, I'm done. I would prefer to see that than him to leave the Cavaliers to go play for any team in the East, any team in the West. That's my thoughts. But you can go ahead, carry on, Big E.
I think that on the outside looking in, that's a good. I mean, it's a good stance to have. But the thing is like when he left the first time, and I know people are like, well, you burned jerseys and all this, and you hated him. Yeah, we did, but I think I can speak for the Cleveland sports fan base when I say that we weren't mad that he left. We were mad at how he left. And now today, like right now talking to you, if he leaves, I won't even be mad about it because he didn't get the best chance from an owner that obviously can't get out of his own way because he has to show dominance to LeBron, but we won a title.
Yeah.
And it's the same thing when Kyrie left. Like everyone's like, oh, fuck Kyrie. It's like, no. Kyrie Irving made the biggest play in Cleveland sports history.
Biggest play.
And it's not even close because I've seen so many times in so many instances that situation not go our way. And Kyrie Irving landed that dagger. So when he left, I was like, that sucks because he's obviously going to be missed. Like just think about this. And I know I don't like to deal in hypotheticals, but I really think this is true. The Warriors would have won their first title tonight if Kyrie Irving was healthy and things didn't go south. Because LeBron was a missed layup away in game two in the very first series to where they would have put them to bed.
Yeah.
Without Kevin Love and without Kyrie Irving because they were hurt. They won in 2016 and then somebody slithered their way to Oakland and they won last year.
Listen, man. Hey, Ethan. That man had an opportunity to go anywhere he wanted to go. He could have went to Brazil. He could have went to the Euro League. He could have played in the D League, the G League, the recreational league across the street from my house. He went to the city. What if he would have went to the Cavs? Ethan, like, man, fuck you.
No, because I've been asked this question before. It's not the same in the sense of the success
that they had prior
because the Warriors were one game away from going to the finals in 2015. They won in 2014.
Yeah.
They won in 2015. They lost in 2016. And all this time, the common denominator in the Warriors' success or lack thereof was Kevin Durant and the team he played for. So when you talk about, well, LeBron and KD did the same thing, they didn't. LeBron didn't go play for the Celtics. LeBron didn't join statistically the greatest team ever in the regular season.
Well, I mean, when people say the greatest team ever, I guess I'm a numbers guy and I like to look at numbers. But I mean, other than that, if you want to say that's the greatest team ever because they won the most games, then okay.
Statistically,
yeah, that's not the greatest team ever in my book. But that's my book. I'm a numbers guy. My homeboys will tell you they hate that shit. I fuck with the numbers, but in this instance, as the greatest team ever, we going statistics like, nah, ain't the greatest team ever.
I agree. I mean, but from a we won X amount of games standpoint to who they passed to do that, I would put the mortgage.
I guess for me, we talking one game, not 5 games, not 10 games. We talking one game. And I'm sure if we go look at the 72-10 Bulls, I'm sure there were games where they lost by a few points, probably because they just fucking didn't care to win because they had that big of a win margin in the East, the conference that they were battling. So I'm sure there were a ton of games in which, I mean, we could look back and be like, well, shit, the Bulls could have been 82-0 if they wanted to. The
Cavs beat them twice that year, by the way. Side note. but I would put the mortgage, the deed to my house right now up that those Bulls would beat these Warriors in one game. They would. Like, they would smoke them. They beat them by 15.
I agree with that.
But I mean, we're dealing in hypotheticals, but from what raw
because as soon as you say that, somebody gonna be like, well, what rules are we playing with?
They can, but the thing is they could play with today's NBA rules, because here's what happens, and this is a perfect scenario, and this plays into the Bulls' hands. Michael Jordan takes Steph Curry out of the game, and Scottie Pippen takes Kevin Durant out of the game. So you mean to tell me that if you have Michael Jordan and Scottie Pippen, who no one on the Warriors roster could guard them effectively, and you have Scottie Pippen and Michael Jordan taking away Kevin Durant and Steph Curry, that you have to leave Draymond Green and Klay Thompson to beat the 96. Take that shit. I'll take it right now.
Steve Kerr.
I'll take it right now.
But hold on, when you say now, I totally agree with you on the fact that Michael Jordan taking out Steph Curry. Do you think the level of Michael Jordan taking out Steph Curry would be as effective or the same effect as Pippen taking out Kevin Durant?
Scottie Pippen could guard Kevin Durant. He wouldn't. So Kevin Durant wouldn't score 8 points that game. Kevin Durant would do kind of numbers, but he would have to work so hard for it. I mean, yeah, Kevin Durant's 7 foot tall. Scottie Pippen's 6'8", 6'9".
Yeah, somewhere around there.
And he's one of the 50 greatest NBA players of all time. And I think he's grossly undervalued for what he did because of who he played with.
Yeah, totally.
So when you have the LeBron versus Jordan argument, and people will say, well, who did LeBron play with? And they're like, well, Jordan only played with Scottie Pippen. It's like, only? Like, the Bulls only lost two more games than they did the year before when Michael Jordan left. And Scottie Pippen was still in that roster. That wasn't by accident. It wasn't because they played in a weak East. The East was the power in the NBA at that time.
Yeah.
So
because of the Bulls, because of the Pistons and the Bostons and
the Knicks were good then.
Yeah.
So that's a tired argument, and it's it's unfortunate that Scottie Pippen gets undervalued as much as he does. And that's not me trying to spin a narrative for an argument. That's statistically like backed.
Yeah.
So it is what it is. Like, I guess silver lining, we have a top 8 pick.
Adam silver lining.
We have a top 8 pick. In all honesty, if LeBron leaves, I want them to blow the roster up.
But hold on. They already did that partially.
No, I meant
talking about like a mass destruction blow up.
I mean, get rid of the 2 pieces they should have done everything in their power to get rid of.
Tristan Thompson and my cousin J.R. Smith.
Yes. Now, if you could get JR to take less money, I wouldn't be mad at him staying, but Tristan Thompson's got to go.
Take less money as in like what, a restructured deal or what? Because what, is he on his last year of his contract?
No.
He's not. So how the hell he gonna take less money? That deal's done.
I would buy him out or cut him or something.
Oh, okay.
Because J.R. Smith made $15 million this year.
Yeah.
Tristan Thompson made almost 18.
18, yeah.
And the nigga didn't even start.
18. Yeah.
We had an $18 million bench player. So if you look at, top 8 pick, you still have a viable trade piece in Kevin Love. You can get something out of that. And someone brought something to my attention, like the Boston trade. We could have had Rozier.
Yeah.
And they would have given him up because they weren't going to give up Jason Tatum or Jaylen Brown.
Yeah.
So
he's a surprise one, man. Because I mean, I had a homeboy he's a big Louisville fan, and he thought this guy was going to be garbage time minutes only. Now maybe he will end up being garbage time minutes, and he just blossomed in this situation, and we may not ever hear from him again. But a lot of people I know that are Louisville Cardinal fans, they were like surprised.
Well, here's the thing. Terry Rozier went to Shaker Heights High School.
Shout out to Kid Cudi.
Which is a suburb of Cleveland. So
booyah.
Love there. But the thing is like when you look at the Celtics roster right now, they were a game away from going to the finals without their 2 best players. Theoretically.
Yeah.
Jason Tatum's going to be a star.
Oh, yeah, he is.
A superstar. Jaylen Brown is already establishing himself. Rozier was very good. They have Al Horford there still, who is
still young,
is serviceable.
And serviceable.
And you have the second best coach in the NBA.
Brad Stevens. I would say he is the best coach in the NBA.
Not yet.
Well, who's before him? If you're gonna say Greg Popovich or something? Well, hold on. Let's break it down like this. Greg Popovich he is. But if we look at just like I would say like these new coaches, young coaches that are paving the way, I would say Brad Stevens is, I guess, you know what I'm saying? You got the upper echelon, and then you got like these new guys that are starting their echelon. I would say he's the best coach in that regards.
I think he's the second best coach overall.
Oh, well, yeah, totally there.
But in regards to the new wave of coaches, I mean, you're right because, I mean, who's tenured anymore besides Pop?
That's it.
Nobody. Literally nobody. I honestly can't. Brad Stevens might be the longest tenured coach that's not Pop in the NBA, outside of Tyronn Lue. Yeah,
and Dwayne Casey. I mean, before he got fired.
Peace. He won Coach of the Year on a Thursday and got fired on Friday.
You can say Terry Stotts, and then you can say my man Jim Carrey from Dallas.
Yeah, and they have a pretty good young roster.
And he's a pretty good coach.
He is, but I mean, Brad Stevens went to the national championship game twice with Butler.
I know. And that's at the time when people didn't even know where Butler was.
By the way, if anyone cares. But it's, I don't know. I think that if we talk about the short term dictating the long term with how the NBA is going to play out. I mean, obviously, you're going to have the power in the West. Kevin Durant's going to opt out, get a stupid contract, and stay in Golden State. I think Klay Thompson leaves.
See, I keep hearing people say that, but I just don't. I think he's one of those guys where he's just like, he's committed to winning and doing any and everything he can for that team. I don't think he's been slack or anything's changed with his game since Kevin Durant has been there. And if I see anyone leave, it would be my Saginaw brother, Draymond Green, getting up out of there. But I don't see it. I can't see a Klay Thompson rolling out of Oakland.
Klay Thompson has a better chance at being the man on a team than Draymond does.
That's true. But the thing is, I don't think Draymond Green wants to be the man on a team. Like, I know him personally. Like, he grew up in this little tiny small city called Saginaw, Michigan, where I lived at with my grandmother. So, like, I know him. He went to Saginaw High School. He wasn't a starter until I think like late his senior year. He received that nice scholarship from Tom Izzo, and Tom Izzo molded him into the player he is today. So if I see anyone leaving, it would be him. But Klay Thompson, I think him and Steph Curry, like, they're tied to the hip. They'll find a way to force Kevin Durant to get out of there before they split those two guys up.
That's dumb.
I think without Klay Thompson, that's just like, without Klay Thompson, I think Cleveland could have done what they needed to do to get at least 6 or 7 games out of the Warriors without Klay Thompson. Because he's the most consistent. Prior to Kevin Durant getting there, Klay Thompson is the most consistent Warrior player on that team. He doesn't have bad nights like a Draymond Green will have a bad night. A Sean Livingston will have a bad night. Shit. Steph Curry can have multiple bad nights.
He had a bad game 2 games ago.
What's that?
He had a bad game in game 3.
Well, yeah, he did.
He scored 11 points and was 1 for 10 from 3.
Yeah. So I can only see if anyone's leaving, if Kevin Durant signs a big deal, would be like a Draymond Green. You know what I'm saying? But I think Klay Thompson is he's here to stay.
Yeah, but does KD take a discount? Like a super
early
discount?
In the year, he said he would take a discount, but I mean that was early in the year, so I mean who knows?
But what is a discount at this point? Because the money from the TV deal goes up again starting this year. So you got niggas like Mike Conley making $30 million a year.
Yo, and I forgot he signed that. The last time I heard about Mike Conley is when he signed that deal this past summer, and I haven't heard anything else about Mike Conley or the fucking Grizzlies as an entire organization.
He was hurt all year. Mike Conley got hurt in the NBA starts in October. Mike Conley tore his Achilles in like the middle of November and was out.
I know they're kicking themselves in the fucking ass right now.
And the thing is like in reality, Mike Conley's not worth $30 million.
Oh no, not at all. He's a good player. He's not a great player.
Because Anthony Davis signed, and his ass is stupid for this. Anthony Davis makes
all those fucking incentives.
Huh?
He signed that deal with all these incentives, man. That like if he didn't get it, he ripped himself off. I did not understand that.
I mean, if he'd have learned anything, look at how LeBron signs contracts. Because now LeBron's in a position. LeBron James is legitimately going to make at least $40 million a year.
Oh, I'm saying $50 million.
Wherever he goes. So, and luckily Cleveland actually can pay him the most of anybody, but that's not the point. But Anthony Davis is making the same amount of money that Mike Conley is.
Yeah. Like
right now, they have the same exact contract. So, and Anthony Davis signed his a year before Mike Conley did.
Yeah.
But with the TV deal and everything like that, is Kevin Durant really going to take that discount? And are you going to have enough money to pay all 4 of them?
Well,
without
Draymond Green's locked in.
Yeah, for another 2 years.
And he's locked in for 2 years. But that's all. I mean, realistically, I would think that's their run right there. Like they're not gonna win. They're not gonna win more than 5 championships. I don't care. They're not gonna win more than 5 championships.
I don't know, man. I don't know.
Listen, Ethan.
I don't know.
Listen, eventually everybody gets figured out, or like you said, players feel that they deserve more and they'll leave. And if Klay Thompson rolls out of Golden State, that's it. Yeah, that's what I think. That's it. Because if he rolls out of Golden State, like I said, the person I think will roll out would be like a Draymond Green. So let's just say he rolls out because he feels he's not going to get the love that Kevin Durant gets because people consider Kevin Durant as the second best player in the league. Then the cards will fall for Draymond Green to be like, well, shit, I'm finna roll out too because I want to get that last big contract that I probably won't get here since we still have Steph Curry and we still have Kevin Durant. So,
yeah,
they ain't win. I mean, they got 3. They may win a 4. I don't see them winning more than four titles. So they due for one more before like the NBA starts to figure them out, or LeBron James make a move and he goes somewhere where he totally phased them out. And that would be if he went to a Houston, he would totally phase the Warriors out because there's no way the Warriors are beating a LeBron James, a Chris Paul, and a CP3 in an offense ran by Mike D'Antoni with a guy like LeBron James who will be in his fucking 13, 14, 15 year, who's playing like he was just drafted 2 years ago. He never gets fucking tired. Like he looks like he was tired tonight, but it's just like
that's a bad system fit.
It's a bad system fit, but you have LeBron James, and I think he'll work D'Antoni into place where like, listen, I'm LeBron James, bro. I'll get your ass fired.
Yeah, but
I did it already.
The only reason the Warriors were in the finals was because the thing that D'Antoni is good at failed for 2 games. But if you honestly, to me, the only place that legitimately makes sense is Philly for him to go to. Harden, CP3, and LeBron don't beat the Warriors.
Why?
LeBron's too ball dominant. James Harden is way too ball dominant, and you have an actual point guard. In that system, it's not going to work. Philly, I could see Philly working, and he won't go to Boston.
Listen. I think he can stay in Cleveland, and they should do something to get some big boys there. But if he were to leave, fuck it, man. I'll swallow my pride. And you know what? I'll be right up there in the far northeast. I'll be right up there. It's not like he wanted Kyrie Irving out. Kyrie Irving's just like, hey, when is this going to be my team? My man Ethan just said the biggest shot in Cleveland sports history to win a title was by Kyrie Irving. Without that bucket by Kyrie Irving, Cavs may not win that title.
Yeah, but LeBron did run down Andre Iguodala and finish shit against the backboard. And that's true. That's true, but the play that sealed it, like we can't judge a win or a loss off one play, but in this situation, the play that sealed the deal was that isolation 1-on-1 between Kyrie Irving and Steph Curry, and Kyrie Irving gave him that work. We were still winning that game though before LeBron pinned that. We were winning the game before Kyrie hit that shot.
That sealed the deal, though, man. That sealed the deal. That sealed the deal, just like when Kevin Durant, and I don't know if you saw it, man. I don't know if I was on YouTube or Facebook, but some guy broke down that play in which the play that Kevin Durant, I think he ended up, I don't know who was defending him, but LeBron James was defending him. It was a screen switch. LeBron James played off of Kevin Durant. I don't know who was guarding Kevin Durant. Was that Rodney Hood guarding him? At the
end of the game where KD hit the dagger?
Yeah. So that was just a couple days ago.
Switched off. It was J.R. Smith. It wasn't
J.R. Smith. So, I mean, that right there, when Kevin Durant knocked that shot down, I don't know how you felt, but I looked and said the game is fucking over. Like
I said when Kevin Durant hit that shot, I said it's a wrap. And
Yeah.
when I said it's a wrap, I wasn't talking about that game.
Oh, you meant as a whole.
I said the series was over when Kevin Durant hit that 30-foot three-pointer.
Yeah.
Because it's like I hate dealing in hypotheticals, but they go up by 6 there. Kevin Durant.
Down, I think what Steph Curry came down and hit a 3 slightly after that.
After the next possession, because the next possession they had, but let's say they don't hit that shot and they come down and score. Even if Steph hits a 3, it's 4 points. It's not 6. Or if the Cavs tie the game, it's only 3. So, I mean, there's so many things. Like, there's so many moments in this series that shifted things. Like the charge that was a block, that was a charge. That.
Oh, man, listen, Ethan, let's not even talk about that bullshit.
But just the domino effects and moments in the series. George Hill missed a free throw. I mean, there's so many things that you can go over.
Oh, Ethan, don't even talk about that shit. George Hill missed the free throw. I don't know if he purposely missed the shit or he missed the shit. J.R. Smith not knowing what the fucking score is. You know what the thing is? I think we were talking. I blame George Hill for missing a fucking free throw. And then, like, we want to blame J.R. Smith, but I'm sure he was wondering, why the hell am I down on the block shooting a free throw? Why am I here? Why isn't any one of our bigs here? I'm not going to get the rebound when Kevin Durant is standing next to me. And then he gets the fucking rebound. He's fucking surprised. Like, how the fuck I get the rebound? He don't know what the fuck to do. He just was being J.R. Smith.
Yeah, but J.R. Smith is also greenlit from the tarmac. Come on. He's greenlit anywhere there's a basketball.
Oh, man.
And the one time you don't want to take a bad shot, you dribble backwards. All right, that's fine. I mean, you can deal in hypotheticals and talk about things. At the end of the day, we lost, they won, and now it's going to be an interesting summer.
Well, it's going to be interesting in the next 24 hours because I just got this Twitter update that LeBron James has been playing with a serious bone contusion in his right hand since Game 2.
Boston Game 6. I fucking told you.
I guess he hit a whiteboard out of frustration.
Charlie, what happened after Game 6 in Boston, the last game that LeBron played before he went to Miami? What was wrong?
You tell me.
His elbow was fucked up for 3 games of that series, and the nigga was hurt, allegedly. Now, all of a sudden, he's been playing with this injury. I'm telling you, Game 6 against Boston, it's history is repeating itself. I'm telling you.
All right, so if we run down the top dogs on the Cavs, J.R. Smith, you want him out?
He's got to go. I'm saying J.R.'s got to go from a money standpoint, not because I don't like it.
Tristan Thompson.
That nigga got to get the fuck out of town. He's got to go.
No mercy for him, right?
He's got to fucking go.
All right, and Kevin Love. Can you team around Kevin Love with the picks you have and then the money you have if LeBron James were to leave?
So, if you look at who's a free agent, you're not going to sign anybody. DeMarcus Cousins isn't going to go to Cleveland
without LeBron James being there.
Play with Kevin Love, who plays the same position. That's out.
Yeah.
Who else is Paul George's not going to Cleveland? There's no other notable free agents to chase. Like if LeBron leaves, I would trade Kevin Love for anything I could get from him for any kind of value. I would take whoever is the best player at 8, and I would go from there because look at Philadelphia. Look at all the things Danny Ainge did.
Yeah.
I mean, get 2 lottery picks in a row off your own volition because you're trash, not because you trade rape somebody. Because I don't care about the pick they gave to the Lakers because it's gonna be There's how many teams in the NBA? 32?
30? What, 30?
There's 30. So pick 29. There you go.
Yeah.
They're going to pick a bum who's probably not even going to be in the NBA in 2 years. So, and this is a deep draft. And I think that they could end up being like Philadelphia. I mean, it's really, I mean, at the end of the day, it's going to hinge on what LeBron does. Shit, LeBron could get DeMarcus Cousins to come to Cleveland.
He can.
He could get Paul George to come to Cleveland. Shit, he could get both them niggas to come to Cleveland. You never know.
Who you think? Well, who's on the your mock draft board for the Cavs?
Everything I've seen is Trae Young.
Trae Young.
Yeah.
Wait, Trae Young?
That's what I've seen mocked. That's not who I want. That's what I've seen
The
mocked.
only thing I've seen was with the Bridges, the kid from Villanova.
I wouldn't be mad at that, but
Trae Young? Man, who the hell put that on a mock draft, dog?
I've seen every mock draft I've seen has him or Michael Porter.
I
don't think Michael Porter falls that far. I really don't.
Yeah. But what, he only played what? Fucking 10 games?
He
10
played
minutes?
he played next to no time.
Yeah.
And he was one of those great prospects that probably could have skipped college. But
Yeah.
at the same time, it's like, well, how do you know? If I could take anybody out of this draft, I'd take Melvin Bagley.
Oh, he's going to like whoever got a top 3 pick.
He's going second because DeAndre Ayton's going first, and it's not even close.
Yeah, and what they got him slotted for what, like the Suns, right? Suns got the first pick, so he'll be in Phoenix with what's my man Booker. Who else they got down there?
Devin Booker.
Devin Booker, and that's about it. Yeah. So
No. Josh Jackson's in Sacramento, so never mind. I actually think DeAndre Ayton's gonna be a bust.
You think so?
Yeah. I would take the kid from Michigan State before I'd take him. He actually played competition.
Yeah.
Because the Pac-10 is Arizona.
Soft.
Is Arizona and Arizona. So it's I don't know, like Bridges would be all right. Mo Bamba could put, I've seen him fall that far. Trae Young's either gonna be Steph Curry or is gonna be Ben McLemore.
Listen, he's probably going to be more Ben McLemore than like Steph Curry's. He's a legit. I've stood next to him. He's a legit. He's 6'3". Trae Young, you don't have to stand next to him to see on TV that he's not even 6 foot. He ain't going. He's too little. He's too little.
Steph Curry is 6'3".
Yeah, no, he's a legit 6'3".
Really?
Yeah, like I've stood next to him and I've stood next to Dame Lillard, and I'm 6 foot right on the nose. And Dame Lillard and I can look each other straight in the face with no problem. And I've stood next to Steph Curry, and he's got at least 2 to 3 inches on me. So he's a legit 6'3". There's no lying about his size.
I wouldn't be mad about the kid from Alabama either, the point guard. No. I can't think of his name off the top of my head. I wouldn't be mad about him. Steph Curry is 6'3".
He's a legit 6'3".
That would make my hypothetical scenario even better.
Yeah, he's a legit 6'3".
I legitimately think if I went in a parking lot right now, I would whoop Steph Curry in a parking lot. I'd whoop his ass.
Oh yeah. He'll get that work. He ain't ready for those hands.
He's
only person on the Warriors team that's ready for some hands would be Draymond Green. That's it.
I don't know about that.
Hey, Draymond Green ready for some hands, man. He about the only one. Kevin Durant ain't ready for those hands. Klay Thompson definitely ain't ready for those hands because he too light-skinned. So you might as well throw Steph Curry in there because he's
light-skinned feelings.
They real light-skinned too. They lighter than you, Ethan, and you light-skinned.
They high yellow, man. But we voted them off the island a long time ago.
Man, well, I mean, you got some good stuff to look for. I mean, what? The Indians doing all right now in the AL Central.
They beat your Tigers tonight.
Yeah. The Indians doing all right. You got something to look for. You got this quarterback battle with your Browns.
It's not a quarterback battle.
Well, who's starting? Who you think is starting?
Tyrod Taylor will be the quarterback unless a lot of people get hurt.
I don't know, man. The Blog Talk says that it's a quarterback competition.
Baker Mayfield will not play in 2018.
You don't think so?
Nope. Not unless everybody gets hurt. Because the thing is there's not an idiot in charge.
Yeah.
So to be fair to Hugh Jackson had a lot of pressure to do certain things. The same way Mike Pettin was pressured into drafting Johnny Manziel.
Yeah.
Because Mike Pettin was like, I don't want him. Like, I flat out. He didn't want him or Justin Gilbert. Now that I think about it, different story for a different day. But there's no obvious rush, need, or reason to play Baker Mayfield a down of football in the regular season in 2018. There's not. And if Josh Gordon cannot go to jail, get high, or whatever, if you look on paper, and the Browns just signed dude from Philly, Michael Kendricks, or whatever his name is.
Okay.
So on paper, the Browns are actually the second best team in the AFC North on paper.
Yeah.
I mean, we'll see how it translates, but at the end of the day, like Jarvis Landry, Corey Coleman, and David Njoku, and Josh Gordon.
Yeah.
And they got Carlos Hyde, and they drafted Nick Chubb.
Yeah. Oh yeah. And that was a sleeper pickup right there. A sleeper pickup.
And they got him with the second pick in the second round.
Second round, yeah. And I don't know why I thought he would go a little higher than that. I thought he was a late first round. But I mean, with second pick and in the second round, I mean, you might as well say that's a late first round too. You know, it's late. You know, he's an eight.
Everything works out. Their offense is scary good.
Yeah.
And Hugh Jackson has an offense tailored to Tyrod Taylor.
Yeah.
Myles Garrett back. They draft. I mean, I'm cautious. I say this all the time. I'm cautiously optimistic. We'll see how it plays out. Yeah. But I think they'll win. I think they'll go 6-10.
Well, yeah. Listen here. I have the Cleveland Browns having a better record than my Chicago Bears. So.
Well, yeah, because the Bears are terrible.
Hey, listen, Ethan. I don't talk about none of your teams.
They're not good, though. I mean, they're just
good. Hey, man. We're looking forward to next year's draft, 2019 draft and 2020 draft, and we'll be ready. In the 2020s, the Bears will be back, you know, but they ain't been anything since fucking, I don't know, the 80s.
Since Lovie Smith.
We got fired after going 10-6.
That's true. That's very true. So, I mean, you sound like a Browns fan.
That's a winning record for any coach in the league. That's a winning record. That's a fireable record for Lovie Smith.
Yes, sir.
Well, man, I appreciate it, dog. We'll see how the news cycles spin this story, but I hope LeBron James, man, I hope he sticks around in Cleveland, man, and they figure something out, man, because I'd hate to see him in the Western Conference, and I'd hate to see him on any other team, not the Cavs, you know. So, but if he had to go to any team, I would say swallow your pride, go to the Celtics. But other than that, man, I would prefer to have LeBron James stick with the Cavaliers, man.
Legacy, man. Legacy.
Yeah. Well, I guess that's it. The season is over. Now let's go into the speculation game team for the next fucking 4 weeks, you know, until the preseason start.
Irish goodbye.
All right, man. I appreciate it. All right, everybody. Charlie, have you heard it here first? Just got done with my homeboy Ethan. Little discussion. Congratulations to the Warriors. Back-to-back titles. That's 2 titles in 3 years. I mean, listen, I didn't know a lot of Oakland anything fans other than the Raiders. Knew a lot of Raider fans. Athletics, no. Golden State Warriors, no. Who else? I think that's about it. I guess if you want to bungle in like the 49ers, you know a lot of 49ers fans. Let's see. As far as Bay Area fans go, it was only the San Francisco Giants, the 49ers, and fuck, that was it. And the Raiders, as far as like fans, like hardcore fans. But when it came to like the Warriors, no. Only reason why I like the Warriors because Jason Richardson played for the Warriors. He's from a little city called Saginaw, and I know a lot about him. But other than that, I know a lot of people who are Golden State Warriors fans, but shit. Let's see. 2018 we're in. We go to 2009. We go to 2010. You do the math. All those individuals. Let's just go back to 2008. So let's go 2007. Let's go back 11 years, right? 11 years. All these Warrior fans were once Los Angeles Lakers fans. I know a couple of them. In 2008, they were Los Angeles Lakers fan when my Lakers took an L to the Boston Celtics. And then they came back in 2009 and 2010 to win back-to-back championships. And they were extreme Lakers fans the following year in 2011 when we got smoked by the Mavericks. But then in 2012 when we found a way to sign Nash, which I wasn't happy with, and Dwight Howard, which I was semi-happy with, everybody became a Laker fan because they figured, yep, championship or bust. And then things went downhill. 2012 playoffs. 2013 playoffs. We see Kobe before the playoffs, couple games before the playoffs go down. And then from there, people drifted from being Laker fans to Clipper fan to Warrior fans. So at the end of the day, shout out to the Warriors, the whole team, the whole organization, especially at the top for doing what they did. Shout out to Draymond Green holding it down for the 989. Shout out to Steph Curry balling. Shout out to Klay Thompson, who I think outside of Draymond Green hold that team together. Shout out to Kevin Durant, my current favorite player in the NBA, who I think is the best player in the NBA. And shout out to Steph or Steve Kerr. Transition from, you know, basketball player to front office to general manager to I'm taking a step down from being a GM. I'm going to take this job that Mark Jackson should have. I'm going to take what Mark Jackson put together and assemble, and now that these guys have matured, I'm going to be the person who's going to lead them to championship. I'm sitting here sometime and discuss that Mark Jackson should have not 1, not 2, 3 championships. It's crazy how things work. Anyways, that's it. Charlie, if you heard it here first, thank you for messing with me. We got a total of 10 people viewing this tonight. Been a long time since I've done consistent live streams. So that's it. My son is knocked out over here. He is asleep. And we out. Thank you. Be easy. Peace. And yo, Ethan, thank you, man. You rode with me 2 times out of 4 times. Appreciate that, brother. I'm out.